expression and of withdrawal that help you understand at any particular moment where your focus ought to be concentrated. Maybe it's a time for you to be more silent and more inwardly attuned. Maybe it's a time to be more activist. Each individual has to figure this out for himself. But Alice Bailey said it's all based on the basic pulsation of the life of the one who lies behind all the outer worlds, the one we call God. She said God breathes and his pulsating life emanates from the divine heart and manifests as the vital energy of all forms. It flows, pulsating in its cycles throughout all nature. If seekers can learn to utilize these interludes, she said, they can then release the prisoners of the planet. And I love that thought of the prisoners of the planet. It might sound so strange, but as we come to understand it, we realize we're one of them, because the prisoners of the planet essentially are all lives from the atomic level of the mineral kingdom on up to the greatest beings on our planet, while those lives are encased or encapsulated in form. And all human beings who are living on the physical plane in a body are by their very nature prisoners of that body, prisoners of the planet. And the release of the prisoners of the planet, the freeing of the life within those forms, is a great service.
That's one of the one of the responsibilities of the new group of world servers, is to free the prisoners of the planet. And this kind of gets to the very nub, the very heart of why we are on this planet at all, why we are in the world. The very purpose for being here is to help free these imprisoned beings, these little lives, whether they be atomic lives, or whether they be vegetable lives, or animal lives, or human lives. They need freeing and liberation. And it's not just to free them, but it's the act of freeing, because in the process of freeing, one is lifted up. The being is lifted up and purified, and the strength of one's vibration is increased, and that's really behind all of what's going on.
Maybe to give our listeners some examples, the obvious one that comes to mind is Luther Burbank's work with the vegetable kingdom. And was it George Washington Carver who developed all the uses of the peanut? Obviously, he was engaged in freeing the prisoners of the planet in terms of the vegetable kingdom and the potential of one element within that vegetable kingdom, the lowly peanut, that could bring such nourishment to humanity and to animals too. And science is actively engaged in freeing the prisoners of the planet. Look at what's going on in CERN in Geneva, where they are engaged in trying to discover the secret of the fusion of atomic energy, the release of the power of the atom in cold fusion, as it's called, rather than explosion that's so destructive.
And yes, it's but as we said before, the whole process of releasing and freeing is it's the process of purifying at the same time. One is uplifted, and that's why in the Bible it says, "Be ye lifted up, even as your Father in heaven is lifted up," and being made perfect. I mean, these pronouncements go back, thousands of years, and it's the same impulse that is behind the work today, to lift up not only yourself and our fellow man, and this is why service is such a necessary thing, because by serving we help to release the prisoners of the planet.
The basic spiritual principle behind this idea of the prisoners of the world of form is the interrelationship between spirit and matter. This is a fundamental principle of the ageless wisdom, that through the experience that's offered by the world of form, matter is energized and lifted up, and at the same time, spirit is enabled to enhance its vibration through its experience in matter. The bringing together of spirit and matter is what manifests the soul, or consciousness, and through the soul, the spirit element or aspect develops a sensitivity and a conscious awareness, and matter is, as you say, quickened and lifted up. You can apply that principle to the work done in science. You can apply it in finance and economics. The people who are engaged in reorienting the flow of financial energy on a planetary level so that it redeems and liberates the lives of the billions of people who live on $2 a day or less. If there isn't an element of freeing the prisoners of the planet in the work being done to liberate the most impoverished, I don't know what would be. And you see it in the work of educators, because the very word education is from the Latin educare, to bring out or to bring forth. You're releasing an imprisoned splendor within every human being when you educate the person. You aren't pouring ideas into him so much as bringing out of that individual the inner spiritual essence that is imprisoned and awaiting release. That's what a teacher really does.
It's bringing forth the light that is within, and that's really kind of the purpose behind, is to so that this planet becomes a radiant planet of light and not of darkness.
Alice Bailey said every human being who reaches the goal of light and wisdom automatically has a field of influence which extends both up and down, and which reaches both inwards to the source of light and outward into the fields of darkness. When he's thus attained, he'll become a conscious center of life-giving force, and will be so without effort. He will stimulate, energize, and vivify to fresh efforts all lives that he contacts, be they his fellow aspirants, or an animal, or a flower. What a lovely thought.
Sure is. Please take advantage of the special offer from Lucis Publishing Company, and that's the Alice Bailey book, Serving Humanity, a compilation of extracts from all 24 books by Alice Bailey. And also you'll find the topic that we discussed today about the world service within that book as well. Once again, ask for Serving Humanity. It's discounted today, discounted in the form of free shipping and handling, $16 check or money order to Lucis Publishing. Lucis is L-U-C-I-S. Lucis Publishing Company, 120 Wall Street, New York, New York, 10005. That's $16 check or money. Ask for Serving Humanity to Lucis Publishing Company, 120 Wall Street, New York, New York, 10005. You've been listening to Inner Sight. Now we would like to close with a world prayer called the Great Invocation. It's a call for light and love and goodwill to flow into the world and into our hearts. Let's listen for a moment to these powerful words.
From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into human minds. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into human hearts. May the coming one return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide all little human wills, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center which we call the human race, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth.